Morning. Welcome back to another talk discussion, talk session with Coach Gene. I wanted to say we're thankful for you being with us, and we're going to ask you right now if you can just take time out to like, share, and subscribe as we continue to just share tools related to allowing you to enter in a state of relaxation and expansion so that your body can get back to what it was originally designed to do, and that's heal itself. That's right. It's time now for the downward spirals of being inconsistent, procrastinating, and not experiencing life as you should be, right? So today's discussion and session, we're going to be talking about the dangerous three. The dangerous three. When I was in discussion with my wife a week ago or so, I noticed that even in myself, there were frequencies, there were emotional patterns that, I deal with, we all deal with in some form or fashion that has probably come from our upbringing. If not our upbringing, maybe there was a relationship with a significant other, a friend. Maybe it was a work experience. Maybe it was an experience that we had that we didn't have any control over. But nonetheless, these experiences can shape our perspective to not optimizing our lives here on earth. And so we have to be able to be sensitive and present enough to recognize these dangerous and I have to be careful when I say dangerous, because I'm just using that terminology. There's nothing really dangerous, it's just our perspective and how we are flowing through life. In a particular season. So we don't have to be fearful, right? There's no danger, only opportunities. Now let me say it like this. You can be in danger whether it's a hurricane or a situation where you're having people, be or doing a certain thing to you. But if you know how to properly position yourself where it relates to when you get a warning of a hurricane and you flee the area, have opportunity and time to flee an area, or you can properly position yourself when danger comes around. Because, when I said there's no danger, let's say situations can arise, but with clarity and confidence and understanding or overstanding, you can posture and position yourself in a way to meet that tension in a way that assists you to continue to move forward. Because no matter what the outcome is, you still exist. Even if you transition, God forbid, and you're unalive, right? You're still energy. You're still moving. You still will be in existence. Okay. So let's go ahead I didn't really divert, but I just wanted to begin to lay some context as it relates to what we're going to talk about, the big three, that dangerously or interfere with our way of life. And those three things are wanting to be validated or validation. The other one is always feeling attacked or victim. And the last one is finding yourself always comparing or comparison, comparing yourself with others. So there's validation, comparison, and victim, being a victim or victimization. Those particular frequencies, when we all at some time or another experience them, can keep us from experiencing our highest. And so you may ask, so what is the cure, or what is the frequency or state of being that we need to consider that will help us? And that's self-confidence. But confidence only comes through clarity. And you might ask, well, how do we obtain clarity? And you might have heard me talk about this before, but we obtain clarity through having a form of inspiration. And inspiration comes over time, a life lived, but its primary source is coming from you, from your insides, from a spark of knowing from the universe. And a lot of us are not experiencing or being inspired as often as we should because of those dangerous three, or the big three, or those frequencies, those dense frequencies. We talk about, again, needing to be validated, always looking to compare ourselves because we're feeling inadequate or feeling attacked, victim, being a victim. And you don't need to dwell in those states. You know, you may not be an individual who dwells in those states long or often, but periodically it creeps in. Sometimes we find ourselves always in a state of comparison, victimhood, or just needing validation. And those particular frequencies, they actually cause stress. And then with stress, that cause different mental and emotional imbalances. And then from there, we develop physical disease within the body, stiffness, headaches, hypertension, blood disorders, diabetes, those kind of things. And so in order to pull yourself up and out and raise your frequency, you know, you have to recognize first that there is a concern, that there is an issue, and you get sick and tired of just being sick and tired. And the way to back out of that is first to realize that you need to change your perspective. And that it's time for you to take personal responsibility. Personal responsibility as it relates to where you're at in your life today. A lot of times blaming other folk or other people or other situations will keep us in that downward spiral. Now, far be it, you may not have had control on what happened, but it has happened. And the fact that it has happened, you have the power from within to take responsibility to be able to change that direction and elevate your frequency. Now, it may take time to get in a place that's going to promote a different lifestyle, a different way of thinking, to elevate your health, elevate your wellness. But when you recognize that you fell down, or when you recognize that you fell in this particular state, when you recognize it, then you begin to change and take personal responsibility. When you take personal responsibility, that's the first step into making the change and changing your perspective and coming out of these dense frequencies of needing validation, seeing yourself comparing or needing to compare yourself because you're not feeling adequate, or you have feelings of inadequacy. When you're ready to take personal responsibility, a lot of times we need coaching or we need assistance. It's difficult to do it on your own. You can do it on your own. It may be challenging, but you can do it on your own. But if you have a coach or you have assistance from a therapist, then you're going to be required to go in. Because I want individuals and people to realize that when you're getting assistance from therapists or professionals or coaches or mentors, there is something that you must realize and understand, that the answer lies within you. So that coach or mentor or professional therapist, that doctor, what ultimately needs to be done is that there is a clearing away that needs to be done for the original you, or the health and the pure state of you comes forth. You have to see that your answer lies in you, not in the medication, not in the 12 steps or 3 steps, not in you copying someone, but within you is the power to experience life as it was intended for you. So once you realize, yes, I'm going to take personal responsibility, and the answer lies within me, you're moving in the right direction. It's time out for us as coaches or mentors or professional therapists. It's time out for us or professional medical professionals robbing people from realizing the gift and the power that's within them. Because it's so important that we take our autonomy back as it relates to our own health and wellness. Our culture today has caused us to always look on the outside, the extremities, for answers in the medication, in the 12-step program. And those are assistants to get us back on track to bringing out the wellness from within. But we're not supposed to be dependent upon the 12 steps or the medication. The medication can be an assistance to get you back. But sometimes, you can get too far gone, and you might need a consistent medication, But I do believe that you can bring the body back to restoration. There are natural ways. You don't need to depend on the medication. The idea would be one day to come off the medication, because the medication is a synthetic pharmaceutical drug that manipulates your natural biochemistry and causes a lot of side effects. So while you're on medication, my encouragement is to seek more natural ways that will cause you to not depend on these synthetic drugs. I'm not knocking them as a way to assist you to get back to a position or get back to a place. But then there is a way to trust your own anatomy, because within the body is all of the pharmaceutical needs. But what happened is that we've allowed an inundated form of stress to take over. Physical stress, emotional stress, and chemical stress. And so now we have to learn ways to back ourselves out of there. I know I'm kind of going a little deep here, but I just want to bring forth a little understanding. And so just getting back on topic as it relates to the big three, needing validation, finding yourself comparing yourself with other people, and feeling inadequate or overwhelmed or always attacked and being a victim. You don't have to live in that state, because it's going to cause dysfunction or it's going to cause disease. And so in order to get back, realize that the power rests within. In order to get to a place of healing and wellness and confidence, you build clarity through first understanding that you're taking personal responsibility and the power resides in you. And that the extremities that you receive motivation from others to do better and to be better is good, is actually great. But what's even more important is that you have coaches or you have medical professionals that help you turn inward to purge yourself from these elements, from these stressors, and depend on and to lean on the greatness within. And that will come through natural things like detoxing, breath work. You're going to work and allow yourselves to be impacted in 3 areas that I work with my clients. That's from working with your head, working with your body, your hands, your body, and working with your heart or your energy. The head, the hands, and the heart simultaneously. These 3 aspects of life, when you do them consistently, will assist you with coming out of that funk, coming out of that disease or disease, removing the inflammation, removing the congestion, making room for more oxygen and a more balance. Because as the body is balanced, it streamlines and pushes away the disease so that you're living in a flow and experiencing optimal health and-- Well, I hope you enjoyed our talk today. If you ever had any questions or concerns, write your comments below. Also, you can get in contact with me through webuildlegacy.com to set up your own assessment and a coaching program to assist you finding the greater within, where we can equip you with the tools and the know-how to be able to optimize your life, health, and wellness. I hope you have an amazing day on today, an amazing season. We just now entered daylight savings time here in the U.S. So with that, be great, be intentional, and above everything, please be authentically you. Have a great one.